Welcome to Cooking with Wanda. Today I will be preparing T-bone steaks. I have them already in my cast iron pan. And I'm going to make some steamed rice and some broccoli with cheese. This is one of my meals that I prepare, one of the quick meals that I prepare after work. So follow along. Hopefully it won't take too long. I already have my a little water on with some salt and a little bit of chicken bouillon for my broccoli. And my rice I have in a bag from a previous time that I had prepared some rice. I'm just going to put a little bit of water in there, slap it in the microwave, and that'll be done. Alrighty. Got my nephew here. This is Denzel. He always stops through and pay me a visit when he's on his way to deliver or pick up a load. So, no, I'm making my video for my YouTube channel.
The best cook in the world.
I tell him about it. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I usually tell them it only takes me about 45 minutes, 45 to an hour to prepare the meal. But, so it's like a little bit after 6 now, like 20 minutes after 6. So hopefully by 7:30 we will be eating. As you know, steak really don't take long to cook. I like my steaks to be nice and juicy. They've been in now for about maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I see that they got a nice little crust on them. So I'll be flipping them over. And these steaks are not that thick, so it won't take no time for them to cook.
After getting the steak right fluffy.
I'm going to be putting my broccoli in my water right quick.
Y'all go join her YouTube channel. Tell her what her YouTube channel is.
It's Cooking with Wanda. No spaces. Just Cooking with Wanda. My name is Wanda Trinidad. You see my picture. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and share my videos.
What's wrong with it?
Sorry about that, guys.
YouTube's out full of steak. What you about to make broccoli and cheese?
Yep.
Finger licking good. Y'all see these steaks? Hey, this a good cook right here. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. This plate right here, so once I take my steaks off, they'll be ready to plate. Then I put my onions in my pan and get them nice and. Like I said, I only cook them maybe 5, 10 minutes on both sides just to get them brown. because you don't want to cook the flavor out of your steak. Got one more here that I'm going to throw in here. And with that one, I'm going to put a little oil in my pan. If I can find what I did with my oil, what I do with it, it must be in here. I put a little oil in my pan, and this is going to be for my onions. And I've already cut my onion up about this size. It's one large onion that I cut. I'm just going to place these in my frying pan that I cook my steaks in. This can get nice and brown. Some more. I love onions. The onion's going to give the steak a really nice flavor. Okay. Got all my onions. Check on my last steak that I just put in there. Make sure it's getting brown. Looking it over. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Like I tell you guys, it really doesn't take a lot to prepare a meal. And you know, like I said, I have my family come over sometimes, and my son, he always asks me, "Ah, what you cook today?" Some days I just don't feel like it, but only most of the time I'll cook something really quick. So by 8 o'clock I'm sitting down and I can just watch me a show and then prepare myself for tomorrow. Check on my broccoli. The broccoli, you only basically just wanting it to steam. The flavor will come up from the water that I season with a little salt and my chicken bouillon. That's going to flavor my broccoli, and I'll just toss it a couple of times, mixing it up. I put a little butter in there and then sprinkle it with some cheese or layer with some cheese according to whatever. I got both sprinkled and I have different kinds of cheeses in the refrigerator. So according to whichever kind I want to put on it, I just stick it over here. Let me check on these onions and see if they're getting a little dark. Okay, so let me show you what the onion looks like. Okay, see, my onion is getting a little caramelized, so I'll just flip that over. You can smell these onions because onions have a nice flavor when you're cooking them. So I'm going to flip all of these over so they can cook on the other side. I'm going to put a little bit of butter in there too, because butter is very good for flavoring. Flip those over. Alright, so you can see what they look like. Those onions and that last steak that I put in here. Like I said, the steak is pretty much done the way I like it. I don't like my steak cooked too long because I don't want them to be dry. I'm going to get me a pat of butter, put it in there with my onions. The butter that I use is salted butter. The salted butter is already salted, so you don't have to use a whole lot of salt when it comes to your dishes. about tablespoonful butter in here with my onions. I'm gonna take that last steak that I put in here with them out, so my onions can start caramelizing a little more. It's a nice big steak. These steaks will compliment my sister Risa. When I went to visit her in around her birthday, she was in Newport News, and she had some steaks there that she had left, and I guess she didn't want to take them back to North Carolina, so she gave them to me, and I was like, you know I'll cook them. Okay. I don't like my onions to cook too wilted. I like for them to have a little crunch to them when I'm eating, but I do want them to have some flavor. I'm going to put a little bit more butter in my pan, but it's a pretty large pan. It's one of those large cast iron pans that I got from my mom. And my onions are cooking really well. I got my onions down on the bottom of my pan stretched out. I'm going to take these steaks and put them back on top of them. That's going to be the flavor. Now, these steaks are pretty big, so they're going to kind of overlap a little bit. That's all right. Pour this juice off the steak in there. Check on this broccoli. See if it's cooking up really nicely. Toss it around a little bit. Okay. Like I say, you don't have to put a lot of water in your broccoli because it's just pretty much you're steaming it. I'll put a little butter in my broccoli also. Actually, I'll put about this much butter in there. I'm going to cut it up a little bit. And I'll put these in here. Show you what this looks like. What my broccoli looks like. Here's my steaks that I put back in there on top of my onions so they can get that flavor. I'm going to toss them over, turn them over in a little bit. You got to be surprised just how fast. Stay up. Big onion. Well, across the steak. I know there's a lot of people that like to put like steak sauces on their steak. I like steak sauces on my steak also. But when I'm cooking them, sometimes I just like for the steaks to just take on their own flavor. And if you want to, you can add some steak sauce later. But really and truly, those steaks are ready. And that was about maybe 15-20 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to put some cheese broccoli. Okay, so the cheese that I have is a variety pack that I got from Costco. It has Swiss cheese in here, Colby Jack, cheddar, and Monterey Jack. So I'm going to put maybe a couple of slices of each with my broccoli. Let it melt. I'm going to turn my steaks off because I don't want my steaks to get tough. I like my steaks nice and tender. I'll turn them off. Put the Swiss cheese in my broccoli. And what was the other one over there? Oh, Monterey Jack. Turn this down. This is my broccoli I'm turning down. And guess what, guys? I'm almost finished. My steaks are done. As a matter of fact, this is what I do. I'm going to cut it a little bit. A little piece of my steak so I can make sure that it has a nice flavor to it. Nice and tender. The onions are cooked very well. Again, the steak is ready. Broccoli is like I like it. One time I put the top of this thing and it burned me like crazy, so I made sure. I'm just stirring it so that the cheese can get all over the broccoli. It's really done. I can turn this off. And as with everything, I love to taste my food before anybody else tastes it, so I know what it tastes like. My broccoli, cheese on it. Has a little crunchy to it, nice and soft. And that's what you guys have been telling you about the rice that I had cooked previously and put it in the freezer. Well, here it is, voila. My own rice in the bag. I had it in the bag. I just put a little water in it. Put a little water in the bag. Put it in the microwave. Steam it a little bit. Good as new. Now, if you want to, you can put a little butter with this. I'm going to put a little butter in and let it melt in the rice while it's hot. Okay. Yeah, we'll be eating in a little bit. Just to let you you guys see that it really doesn't take a whole lot. I know a lot of people are like, oh wow, man, I worked all day, I don't want to come home and cook. But I'm just showing you that there are meals that you can prepare that it doesn't take a long time to prepare. Got about 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to just sit them in here, close the bag, and just let them melt on their own. Sometimes I will be preparing some kind of bread, maybe cornbread or biscuits or something, but I am trying to cut back a little bit, so everything is ready. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these steaks and put them on the table, and I'll actually do a video like so you can, I'm sure my nephew is going to put something up, but let you see, you know, how everything looks and how they taste. Alrighty, thank you for joining me.